Yeah, I mean, I was completely surprised that I did as well as I did this week, considering you made Mike Henry captain. But I'm not sure what everyone else did. What about you, Van Duzu? Did you? How did you do? I didn't check the other scores.
Oh, flipping it. Don't even ask me, man. It doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter which player I buy. I suck at this game. Unless I had a sayer of Sooth.
Whoa!
Where's
What?
Who are you?
The sayer of Sooth, am I? You called?
No.
Mm.
We didn't call you.
No, definitely not.
It might have been Van Duzel. We need him back.
But Sooth, I must say, Van Duzel alone can break the curse. If bequeathed to the bunny, the players do us.
How do we break the curse?
If thou need not me to stay, sayer of Sooth, go away.
Go away.
Sooth, go away.
Go away?
Sayer of Sooth, go away.
Unless I had one of them, really, I don't think I'm going to get very far. So I'm lost as to what to do, man. I don't know if anyone's got any suggestions. But
Where did you just go?
Yeah. What happened?
Are you all right?
Are you lot all right? I've just been like fixing my mic, telling you like unless I had like a sayer of Sooth or something.
You called?
Hello and welcome back to Top 4 FPL, the Fantasy Premier League show that talks about Fantasy Premier League.
Yes, welcome to Top 4 FPL. I hope you enjoyed your games week because I didn't.
Yeah, well, last game week before the World Cup kicks off in Qatar. We hope you've had a good game week. We'll be having a look at our tables in the Top 4 FPL League in a minute and looking at
I'm closer to bottom. I'm closer to bottom than middle even.
The bunny is responsible for your downfall.
Really?
Sorry, man.
What have you been doing, Bunny?
I had to somehow just stop everybody copying each other and make it more equal. So I decided to jinx Haaland, and I did. And now he's struggling to score, and and like yourself, loads of people have Haaland, and in fact, about 80% of the people are actually captaining him. If you look at the average scores in the whole of Fantasy Premier League, it's something like 30-something. It's like ridiculous, because everybody's captain Haaland, and I'm so happy I destroyed it for everyone.
Nice one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I noticed that as well. Anytime Bunny buys a player, no matter how well that player's doing, I must say that player definitely gets jinxed if Bunny buys him. I didn't think anybody could stop Haaland, but Oscar Bunny is the only person in the world that could stop Haaland, and well done, Oscar.
Well, if we have a look at the Top 4 FPL table, interesting stat here is, as usual, we're recording the show right after the last game's been played. So Manchester United with a last-minute winner against Fulham at still called Craven Cottage, right? But if we have a look at Oscar Bunny, he still has Somerville to come on. Winter Somerville is coming on for Diaz, who didn't play. And
so what's his score at the moment?
It will be 60 when he comes on.
Yeah, when he comes on, Oscar Bunny will overtake Ella Baker. Shout out to Ella.
Right.
Backstreet Boys, who captained Haaland. So that's what we're talking about. And Tony's on the bench with a big 13 points here.
Wow! Oh dear! Oh dear!
What a bad
why would you
move.
do? I mean, I don't understand that about why people do that. Why would you ever drop? You don't lose points for a striker. Why would you leave a striker off?
Not only, look, this manager was probably like on holiday or had the flu or something and never looked at their phone for a week, because nobody in their right mind would put Tony on the bench, and not only is on the bench, he's last to come on out of 3 subs. That is just something like, this is like one of the teams that someone hasn't looked at for a while.
Guys,
crazy.
Look, sometimes, I mean, at the end of the day, we're not doing this as our day job. This is something we do for fun, and respect to all the managers out there. Sometimes they come on and, you know, it's a busy day. You forget to do your substitutions, or you forget to do orderers. Nobody takes this too seriously, so come on.
Yeah, no,
it's not huge.
this manager in particular hasn't been paying attention at all. I can tell. There's no pride. Can I see who it is? Look, I'm not.
pride.
No, I'm not slating
It's
you. It's
Backstreet
not
Boys,
personal, Backstreet Boys. I don't know who you are, whatever. Like, if you are originally, if you're not a robot basically and you're a real person, please comment in the box, because in my view, if you really cared about fantasy football, forget the Ivan Toney thing. You would have made a kit for yourself.
Because a lot of people don't, and that annoys me. It's like my pet peeve. I'm seeing grey everywhere.
Right. And you're also a West Ham supporter. It shows there, and it says you're Backstreet Moyes. And you're like David Moyes here. It's like you have no like, enthusiasm at all for this game. At least you should make a kit for yourself. And I don't know, maybe football isn't your first sport or something. Maybe you're a cricket player or something. I don't know, but yeah. I can't talk either worse score than
You didn't have worse than 39, surely.
No, definitely not. I'm the worst manager by far in this thing. I'm relegated this season.
Sinking juices.
When did you change your name? Did you change your name after you got these points or before?
No, look, I'll tell you why I changed my name and why I changed my name to that. That was literally the first thing that I thought would suit my team. I finished yesterday's game day, Saturday, with 34 points, which was on the lower end of the spectrum out of the total of managers in the whole league, because everyone else was on like 50. Everyone else finished Saturday like with 50 odd points. I finished on 34 points, and everybody else mostly had like no players left to play today, or one or none basically today. And I had 3, and I thought, oh, wicked! I'm finishing Saturday with less points than everybody else, but I have a joker in the pack. I have 3 jokers in the pack: Trossard, Gross, and Dunk, and they're all at home to Aston Villa.
Yeah,
everyone thinks they're going to beat me this week, and they go out there and get beaten by Villa, and I get 5 points for a total of 3 players.
No, what you didn't calculate is, I could tell you haven't been following football, because if you were following football, you'd realise that Aston Villa have a new manager, and when a team's got a new manager, every player on that team plays to their best strength they possibly can, and they will most likely win the games ahead of them, so they could prove themselves. And if you did follow the game, Van Duzel, you'd have actually noticed that. And
well, no, if that works, then I'm going to go and get a new manager for my team. I've had
it. Well, Southampton also had a new manager.
Yes,
but they didn't perform too well. I'm not going to lie. I'm happy that Liverpool won, obviously, but Southampton did not look like they had a new manager.
No, you can't compare Southampton to Aston Villa. You just can't.
I'm aware of that fact. When players,
sorry, you
change their manager, they do tend to win. They do tend to win like the first couple of games under the new
football
manager.
Teams that play in the Premier League.
Because Aston Villa, they're the kind of team which, out of the blue, could beat Manchester City or Liverpool, but will go and lose to someone like Wolverhampton. But they can beat big teams.
No, that sounds like Liverpool.
Southampton are not that type of team. They're quite a weak team compared to Aston Villa. I wouldn't even compare it.
What?
Their players don't have the potential of what Aston Villa does. Sorry to all those Southampton supporters out there. Hopefully, one day you will have those potential people. But
if you want to block Bunny on Twitter, it's
that's his handle.
Aston Villa supporters.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't see like any Villa players on anybody's team, so I guess nobody's a good manager then.
Well, I think Leon Bailey is being picked by quite a few people.
Leon Bailey was actually on my radar right at the beginning of the season before it kicked off, because he'd done very well in pre-season and he was on 4.5 million midfielder, Leon Bailey. Yeah. So he's a really good choice. And maybe now's the time if anyone wants to look at Villa. Yeah, Bailey is actually a good option.
Before we look at Nunes fact, unless he's changed his name to something else, which he hasn't.
No, the fact remains. The fact remains.
Right. Huge shout out again to Adam Osman. He's going to be top of the league for Christmas. He's going to be the Christmas number 1 for top 4 FPL.
Well done, Adam. Well done. Well done.
He also captained Haaland and left Tony on the bench, by the way.
You're joking.
Maybe we could have Adam on the show after Christmas.
Let's.
After Game Week 17, and he can talk about.
Yeah, Adam, come on the show, man. Seriously, because he's the leader of our league, and if anyone's going to give advice and tips on Fantasy Premier League, I think Adam would actually be really good at it.
Let's have a quick look at Nunes Fact. And Nunes Fact played a bench boost. Why did you play your bench boost this week, Sparky?
Right, because I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit worried about, because if you followed last week's episode, you'd know that my captain was picked for me by the bastardly bunny, right? And he obviously went for the obvious choice, which was Henry against Man City.
Henry.
But I did say, I did say
Henry?
I wasn't too worried about it, but I thought, you know what? I have to stay ahead of the pack. This is the thing. So I needed to make the most of it. And I would have put money. I'm not a betting guy, but I would have put money that Andreas would have scored against Man United today. That's why I don't.
Why would you put money on that for?
Because it's a perfect. He scored against Man City. Granted, it was a penalty. But also, Fulham are at home, and Andreas is on a roll. He's on a roll.
Have you not seen Andreas's hairstyle?
Yeah. It's perfect for like a South American, trying to take the Premier League by storm kind of hairstyle. Nothing wrong with it.
No,
whatsoever.
if he concentrated more on his football than his hairstyle, he might have done what he said, but sorry. I watched him tonight against Manchester United, and there was nothing special about him.
No, he didn't have a good game today, admittedly. But if you watch him against like week in, week out, he's very good. I'm surprised.
My only comment is, when you're playing a bench boost, why don't you play on a double game week?
Right. So last week, my captain was chosen for me.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But this is a marathon, not a sprint. So this
It's
week,
a marathon.
It's like the game week where I had like 4 players playing. I refused to do a chip and do the free hit because I wanted to do that during a week when there's going to be a double game week. This
was not knee jerk. A lot of thought went into this. Right. I have to stay ahead of the pack. 1, 2.
Why?
My points has been because it leaves you having to catch up. The second thing is, if I didn't, and now on the next wheel, if I don't stay ahead of the pack, especially on the monthly scores, if I get a chip played against me, someone's going to play my triple captain for me. So I'm going to have one more chip left.
Yeah, but that's a big if, man.
Yeah.
A big if. So the point is to stay ahead. Listen, it's going to work. I'm ahead of the pack.
Fair enough. All right, but now we know that you've used your wild card, so that's a bit of a disadvantage in the second half of the season for you now.
It may be, but I've still got my triple captain for that. So watch the space.
So Hip Hop Blummy Vic, if you missed it last week, spun the wheel and captained no captain. You got captain nobody and captained Sparky's Henry because he was playing at Manchester City. And Bunny this week has got 53 points, but that's going to be 60 points. Sorry, 53 plus 7 is 60, not 70.
I'm happy with my scores. I'm not going to complain. I mean, the Trossard guy. I mean, I bought him purely to destroy the jinx, and it worked. It's working. Everybody's got Trossard, so I'm destroying his aura of scoring and doing stuff for everybody because everybody's got him.
Literally, anyone Bunny buys.
Now
man.
I'm destroying Trossard. I've now bought. If you notice, I've got Darwin.
You're just copying everybody's Nunes. So,
I am now I'm on the road to destroying Darwin. He'll score a few.
He's copied your Nunes. Oh my gosh.
He'll be drying up very soon. Yeah, so hopefully I'm just rotating between all the good players and getting to play shit.
No, I mean in that look, I'm being honest. Look, I would have made a mistake here if I was Bunny.
I would have made a mistake.
No, I would have. If I had that team, what the mistake I would have made here was I would have left White on. Left White off and put Trippier on. So and I would have had Alvarez on and I wouldn't have had Solanke on. So right here, Bunny has got probably about 5 points more than I would have had if I had his team. Or maybe more.
Interesting.
Maybe more. I'm being honest.
I was about to make Darwin captain, and then I thought Fez will probably make him captain. I
can't because you made my captain.
Exactly. Then I later on after it was too late, I realised, hang on, I made Fez as captain.
The Oglebush Klopp shot's got a green arrow this week. I don't have any substitutes being made. I'm not sure if I'll be getting any bonus points.
53 with 2 injured players.
And my score was so bad this week that everybody should have a green arrow.
I've got 2 points coming on, so I'll be on 55 this week.
You even battered my score with 2 red players.
Kulishevsky with an assist. He came on. Well, he didn't. He started and played really well. Ran non-stop. I didn't watch a Liverpool game. Normally, you'd expect me to, as a Liverpool supporter, to watch a Liverpool game. But I thought Spurs versus Leeds is going to be a much better game. Man, what a game that was! I mean,
what a game! That's a brilliant game.
Talk to me about Jesse
I love
Marsch, Van
Leeds.
Duzel.
I love Jesse Marsch. He's the best, most enthusiastic manager in the whole Premier League. I think every team deserves a manager like Jesse Marsch. You compare him to West Ham manager David Moyes, he's like a wet blanket, a zombified, like dead person, no enthusiasm. You know what I mean? He just, oh yeah, oh we lost, and oh we lost, oh yeah, so what? But you haven't got any energy. You want the players to feed off your energy. Jesse Marsch, even though he loses, he's like, I feel like someone's just ripped my heart out. That's how you feel. Well done, Jesse Marsch. He's really accepted that role of Leeds manager. It's like live or die with Leeds. He's brilliant. You know,
it's almost like he thinks it is a role, isn't it? Like he's acting in a film like a manager.
Yes.
Like Al Pacino in Any Given Sunday.
Yeah. Exactly. And he's doing it the American way. I must admit, Americans do things bigger and they do things better. And, you know, they just bring that joy to stuff. And that's what Jesse Marsch does. And it feeds off on the players. Even though they lose, they still score 3 goals. You can tell it shows in the players. Jesse Marsch just exudes his like brilliance. He's fantastic. Guys, if you don't know, we've got a wild card. All you fantasy league players, do not despair because you have a free wild card and you can use it right now. I've done that.
Yeah, you've got a free wild card available until the 26th of December.
Yeah, you can buy all the players you ever wanted to buy. It's like starting all over again. It's a write-off for me. This first third of the season, or first half of the season, let's say, is a write-off for me. And I'm gonna breathe a sigh of fresh air. After the World Cup, I'm gonna come back fresh and I'm gonna overtake everyone because that's it.
Anyway, since I am manager of the month, let's spin the wheel.
What do you mean, man? We just spent the wheel last week.
Yeah, but I'm manager of November. I've got the most points. Come on, keep up.
That's not fair. After 1 week, you can't be manager of the month. But anyway, all right, then you're manager of the month. If technically you're the manager of the month, what does that mean? Does that mean you're spinning the wheel?
It means I'm spinning the wheel.
Yeah, no, we didn't look at my team, man. Let's have a look at my team.
You guys are haters, man.
Look at your team. Your team's crap. I don't think we should be showing people how not to manage a fancy Premier League. We're almost halfway through the season, and in the pilot episode, we made our predictions, and yourself, Bunny, predicted Arsenal could win the league. Do you still think Arsenal can win the league? What are we thinking about Arsenal? Well, again,
I think Arsenal will definitely win the league. That's if they don't have any injuries in the process.
Do you think they'll win the league rock and roll?
My prediction was Chelsea, as you probably remember, but that was before Tuchel got sacked. I didn't have any. Obviously, nobody knew Tuchel would get sacked 5 games into the season. So that's out the window. Right now, I don't think Arsenal will win the league. No, I said they'd probably finish above Spurs. But if Conte doesn't walk out on Spurs, as he's liable to do, or because that's the kind of character he is, Spurs will finish above Arsenal. If not, Arsenal finish above Spurs. I stick with that. I don't think Arsenal win the league pure and simple because I don't think Arteta's that good a manager.
Right. So coming to Christmas, like who do you think will win the league? Because I mean, normally coming to Christmas in the Premier League, whoever's on top is normally the winner, and Arsenal are 5 points clear at the moment. Sparky, do you think Arsenal win the league?
Well, at the beginning of the season, I predicted they'd be second behind either Man City or Liverpool interchangeably. It don't look like Liverpool are doing it.
Me too.
So Man City, you know what? I'm rooting for Arsenal. I'm going to say Arsenal are going to win it.
I'm rooting for Arsenal.
I'm rooting for Arsenal.
I'm rooting for Arsenal, but I can't say that they'll win the league because, you know, if I say they'll win the league, then they probably won't. I'm not going to say.
Don't say it.
I'm not going to say anything about who's going to win the league. But what I am going to say is that this is a very unpredictable season.
Yep.
And I think coming to Christmas, any of 7 or 8 teams near the top can win it.
I'm going to change my view.
Not Brighton. Brighton aren't going to win it.
I'm going to actually put my money on Newcastle to win the league.
Right. Go on then.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with Bunny. Newcastle are doing what Leicester were doing a few seasons ago. Arsenal were doing what Leicester were doing a few seasons ago. Two things there. I really do not rate Arteta as a manager.
I don't rate him.
I don't find him. Yeah, he's doing something right. I think the team have just gelled. He's got the players. But like Bunny said, any injuries there, any key injuries, which could happen during the World Cup. Let's hope not.
We still got the January transfer window.
Yeah. So
yeah, I actually think that Liverpool have just started to get going now. So if we have results like we had on Saturday with Brentford beating Man City. By the way, we all predicted that last week, and I think my prediction that everyone thought was least likely to happen was the most the closest prediction. I actually predicted Brentford to win 1-0 away. Wasn't far off. They won 2-1. If we have results like that. If we have results like that this season by teams like Brentford and Brighton and even Fulham, anyone can beat anyone. So, yeah, I think Liverpool still got a chance to win the league. I don't know why I don't think Tottenham are strong enough in depth to win the league. Arsenal, if they keep up the momentum, like I said before, if they keep this momentum up, nothing can stop them. They'd have to lose a couple of times first, but I think City are still the favourites, if you ask me.
I don't know. I think Arsenal are the only solid-looking team at the moment.
Interesting thing about Man City is, I said a few weeks ago they peaked too early, and last week if Kevin De Bruyne hadn't dived and if the VAR overruled that, then they wouldn't have beaten Fulham. So that's 2 weeks in a row. Looking at it from that perspective.
I just want to make a point about Erling Haaland at the moment. The reason why he hasn't been scoring, I think they've actually worked out how he plays now. I think they've worked out how he plays. No, apart from Bunny buying him, I think they've worked out if you stand in front of this guy, always, you're going to draw a foul because he got yellow carded yesterday. And I think they're trying to try to goad him into a foul now.
He's not unstoppable. That's for sure. And that's what I said last week when you said, do you really think Brentford can get a result? I said, yes, they can. I didn't think they would, but they absolutely can if they don't show them the respect that everyone seems to give Man City. I think they're very beatable, but everyone just seems to just fucking shit their pants against them.
Apart from Van Duzel, I don't think any of us have picked our wild card for game week 17. We'll wait until we see what happens with our team players who've gone to the World Cup. Barring any injuries, I think everybody should wait until then to not risk it. Even though World Cup will be on, and obviously no Fantasy League games, we may still record some episodes with some other content. But normally at this point, we should say follow us and hit the notification. I hate saying that. Maybe Sayer of Sooth should say it or something. I don't know.
Subscribe to the channel. I do not jest. A symbol of like must now be pressed. Do not forget the notification bells or rot inside a corpse shell.
What? Hold on. You got that from Michael Jackson, didn't you? I know that lyric.
No, I didn't. No,
yes,
I made it up now. Those are my words, they are.